From Wrocław, Poland, you are watching the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championship on Lax TV and World Lacrosse TV. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back to Wrocław. I'm Steven Stamp, joined again by Bill Searle. Second game of the day, and this one may not be quite as close as the first one, but it should be. It's a momentous occasion for Bulgaria making their international debut.
It is. It's going to be an interesting one. They haven't got a long bench, that's for sure. It's also the start of Pool A, which includes Bulgaria, Finland, Latvia, Netherlands, and England.
England, the defending champions from the last European Championship, was 9 years ago, back in 2016. The recent tournament was a qualifier where the top teams didn't take part because they were trying to streamline things and move along. So that was a bit of a smaller tournament. But England obviously favored to be one of the seven that go through. We'll get more into qualification for the World's Division 1 and Division 2 as we get rolling in Bulgaria with the first possession off the first draw in their club's history. Little underhand flip pass by Clayton Bell. Ball is loose. It looks like the Finns will come away with it. Eric Hoffman hands it off to Alex Kiviniemi. Kiviniemi was just a young sprite on this club back in 2018 in Netanya, Israel, but he is a veteran of the club now, as are so many of these players. A lot of these guys playing both box and field for Finland, including Anssi Keselmi there, number 33, wearing his Finland box helmet. And handling the ball there was Antoni Angelov, the starting goaltender for Bulgaria. Bulgaria gets the clear, but it's turned over as it comes across center. Rasmus Tenho. You can already see the Finns, I think, being a little bit maybe slower than they might come out of the box normally, knowing Bulgaria's brand newness.
You got to start somewhere. I'm wondering what opportunities they actually have back home to play.
We will get to that. We have some info, and there's the first goal of the game. Taking that rip was Rasmus Tenho. Tenho just bouncing that one home. And the Finns highly expected to win this game, but Bulgaria, it's very exciting, I know, for these guys just to be here. They were a little bit late arriving at the field, and there was some discussion about where they were, but they rolled in together as a team. They were doing everything together as a team. I sat with about half a dozen of them at breakfast this morning and went over some of the history of Bulgaria lacrosse, which, again, we will get to, but it is a short but passionate history of love for this game, as that ball, unfortunately for them, is thrown away. Julian Bakalov tosses it over, it tips off a teammate's stick, and the Finns take over. Jiri Karvinen also with the box helmet, and he will start with possession here. Number 13 over along the far sideline. We're over on field 2. This is the Jan Ridzak field, named for the icon of Polish lacrosse. And here's a pass down to the crease and a rip. That one goes off the back side of the mesh. That shot from Emmett Edwards. They will track it back down, and Keselmi will get this ball. Keselmi takes the pass. We'll flip it back up to Kiviniemi.
Very patient offense.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see some patience, trying to see them try and work a lot of things as they progress. Nice pass to the top. Oh, and there was no patience coming from Akseli Rantanen. He was getting ready to rip that one. Little reverse whip attempt. And Kiviniemi just missing that shot. Edwards passes it up, and that one's going to get away. And will it roll in or bounce? Oh, just stay in. Oh, it does get out. No, what a save. What a great effort. Did he keep? Oh, it didn't quite.
It did not quite go off.
Anton Pavela, what an effort. He and Nico Pavela, twins. One of their coaches was saying the only way you can tell them apart is by the uniform number. Flirting with center there, but they get the ball across to Tucker LaBelle, who is the de facto head coach for this team, but Darcy Powell is assistant, but he is really helping run things as Tucker LaBelle is a player coach, taking on the Reggie Dunlop role. And he'll get this pass back. You got it. I think a lot of our listeners will not.
Every Canadian viewer got
Every Canadian gets it. And a lot of Americans. Americans love slap shot too. It's a universal language.
Pretty sure they like Slapshot, not Slapshot 2.
I have not seen Slapshot 2, nor do I plan to. Here's a drive to the net from the president, Nick Chowakov. He almost got one. I hope he gets one. We don't really cheer for players or teams, but I'm cheering for Nick Chowakov to get one because he has put so much into this team. And again, we're teasing. We're going to get to how this team came about. But it has been a labor of love. And here's a chance. Oh, down in the crease, Anssi Keselmi.
Yeah.
Is Marcos starting? Or is it it's the other goal? Antoni Angelov. He kind of threw his hands up and said, guys, somebody should cover him. He's not wrong.
There was an attempt at a slide. So
yeah. The timing's so hard because, I mean, these guys don't get a lot of chances.
And
to practice.
if you do that a lot, you know when to slide and when to. I don't think he had a choice there.
No. Again, Darcy Palace on the sideline. He's been coaching for years and years. They love getting him involved. He has come on board as the head coach for the Bulgarian box lacrosse team, which is planning to make its debut at the European Championships in Prague next summer. And they said, well, you're coaching the box team. Would you like to come help with the field club? And that fairly rapidly progressed into basically being the head coach, as Tucker LaBelle is busy playing as well. Nice effort there by Julian Bacaloff, but he winds up getting stripped, and on the run is Eric Hoffman. He decides to let it rip. We almost had our second pole goal in 2 games.
The keeper beat him back.
Yeah, so it will be possession to the Bulgarians. Good hustle. Nick Chowakov is directing traffic as they get this ball across to Andy Topchiev. He's got Kaselmi coming onto him, trying to find somewhere. This is where, with the shot clock coming in, it's going to be a factor, particularly for some of these newer teams. I mean, Bulgaria is working on things. We saw them just figuring out their warm-up routine for the game because they just haven't had games. And the shot clock would be very difficult for them. They are going to fling one ahead, and they get it. Oh, it got up to Galian Ivanov.
Oh,
what a big hit. Love that from Bacaloff. Oh, the second one, though, might be the one where the flag landed. Here's a chance. Burying it is Kaselmi.
The penalty's going to sit, and there's going to be a face-off. Oh, he called a push. So it's wiped out by the goal.
I have to dig back into my bag of pens. Oh, here. There it is. You need that one. That wasn't a loan. I gave that to you. There we go. I'm Stephen Stamp with Bill Searle. Bill, pleasure to have you back on the mic. You got more and more comfortable as you went in the first game.
Yeah, great to be back. Trying to find a... Oh, there's a positive right there.
Quite a battle, yeah. It was hard work from Simon Pekovsky.
Bulgaria's done a great job of actually getting the ball out of the draws.
They have.
Not always, great at picking it up. And we have a flag down on the play.
Coming to Finland. It'll be scooped up here by Joachim Plavati. It's a minute slash. So a chance here for the Bulgarians looking for their first goal in international play. I remember I got to call the 2019 World Box Championships in Langley. I was on the call for, I think, was it Puerto Rico's first goal or maybe Costa Rica. Costa Rica's first goal in international play. That was fun. They get fired up.
It was exciting, I'm sure.
Oh, no. The pass is going to get away, and that will be a turnover.
That's a tricky skip pass, especially if you're going to throw it well with the hip.
The ball behind the net. Starting goaltender today, Michael Kuisma, will pass it ahead. Finds Akseli Rantanen.
Oh.
Finns go into PK mode.
Yeah, they're going to just kill the time here. With a little more experience, they realize they have 2 guys that can go after the player.
Yeah, I think the Bulgarians just thinking, oh, they're not trying to attack. We can. There is such a learning curve. We are absolutely not making fun of them, by the way. They're great people. Just really enjoyed. There's a nice shot on the run. Taking that pass was Jonas Sundman, and Sundman just buries that top corner. This is where you earn your keep, Bill, with no replay monitor. You have to just remember everything.
Look and remember everything, right? What are the officials calling here? Oh, they're looking for a ball.
They have one, and we will return to play. 3-0 for Finland.
So this is going to be a bit of a challenging division in the Pool A. You've got Latvia, and historically I've seen the Latvian team play, and they got some big boys. The same with the Netherlands. So, you know, England's not going to have a cakewalk with those teams.
This Finnish side, traditionally a mid-range team, can play very well. Not a field first team for the most part. Now, some of these guys are more field oriented, I believe, but they are, Finland, one of the few countries where box is the more predominant sport. I mean, Canada and Czech, no question.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think Sweden, it's quite popular as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. They, I think, I'm trying to think if they have more field presence, but Finland, they've got Tracy Koleski, a legendary Peterborough player who's coaching the club. Nice little shovel pass there by Clayton Bell. Fighting through the middle, just gets away from Simon Pikovsky. The Bulgarians are working some plays. I mean, they are getting things happen, but we're going to go down to the other end, and that pass will get away, and it will be Bulgarian possession.
Bulgaria's been doing a fairly good job setting up a clear. It's obviously been coached well on that.
Yeah, Tucker LaBelle, as we mentioned, player coach. Wearing the number 19, playing primarily attack. He's on the bench right now. But Darcy Powlis has basically, for all intents and purposes, taken over the head coaching role. He's a veteran coach at many levels, including the Arena Lacrosse League back in Ontario. And he's a veteran presence. Knows what he's talking about. He's out there actively coaching. It's such a challenge because every minute on the field is precious for these guys. And they want to be learning at every available opportunity. Nice job knocking that one down. Great active stick by Ivor Argenio. That ball gets turned aside and they land on it. Nice grab. Angelov. Yeah, take those passes while they're available.
Oh, not a great pass to a covered player.
A little bit of pressure there, and here comes Kaselmi back the other way. Bouncer scores. Anssi Kaselmi on the run.
A little bit of a forced pass caused that in the middle. I think they're a little impatient getting the ball up the field. There was no pressure on the pole. You could have walked up the sideline to draw somebody. They'll learn.
Yeah, it's we were talking about every moment is precious. Every play is a learning opportunity for this Bulgarian squad. They're such pleasant guys to talk to and go over. And they're, so excited to be here, but you could see, some nervousness, which completely understandable.
That's the first clean draw that Finland's got.
And they threw it out of bounds. Maybe there's a strategy there. Here's Tucker LaBelle. He's going to pull it back out, circle around the top. Directing traffic where he wants the pick. Pick comes, it's just dropped, and it's going to be a turnover. Ball grabbed by Hoffman. We've seen him shoot already. He's going to pass this one off. They tried to go backdoor, and another ball thrown away by Finland. We're getting a little flat-footed sitting on the attack end.
So don't be confused by the scoreboard.
Yes, one of the sideline officials was going out to point out that it's actually 5-0, not 5-2. We've got, the clock is also stopped, so we're not sure exactly where it stands. They do keep the official time on the side of the field. There's a little bit of issues with signal, with some overlap, some confusion. The clock's going to be a little bit tricky. So that Jack's got the official time on a stopwatch over on the far side. You can see him paying careful attention. But it is running time for the 4 15-minute quarters, other than the last 30 of the first 3 quarters and the last 2 minutes of the 4th quarter. Kasalmi taking his time behind the net. He's going to toss it up to Emmett Edwards, who'll just let one blast. That's a little bit off target. The Finns will back it up. Oh, no, they won't. Possession given to Bulgaria. Andy Topchev will start with possession.
So this is a tournament, is a qualifier. The European Men's Lacrosse Championship is a qualifier for the World Championships. The top 7 teams in the tournament will advance automatically to Japan in 2027.
Here's a chance for Kasalmi to add another one, and winds up with a wide open net as Angelov went out to check him, and that'll make it 6-0 or 5-0. I think it was 4-0 for Finland. And they had the 5-2 up, so we'll see if they can get that one sorted out. I think the scoreboard's being a little recalcitrant. It's also been sitting at 5:57 for a while. So.
Did you say recalcitrant?
I did.
That's a new one.
Really? It just means not eager to cooperate with what it should be doing. You're a teacher.
Phys ed.
Okay. Oops, sorry. I won't use words.
Math. Good with numbers.
Okay. It's a great face-off win, but that, I believe, is the end of the first quarter. And we will be back for more from Wrocław, Poland, and the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championship on Lax TV and World Lacrosse TV. To Wrocław, Poland in the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championship on World Lacrosse TV and Lax TV. We're having a few issues with some of the tech, as tends to happen, but it is 6-0 for Finland through 15 minutes of play, and they were driving down, looking to make it 7. Ball pops out, but it is recovered there by Rasmus Tenho.
Some good defensive pressure there.
Love to see it. Bulgaria in their first international. It is difficult for a team an experienced team to play against a brand new club as well. I mean, it's not just the newbies that are having a challenging time, because how much do you push? How much do you can't just back off completely. That's neither helpful for you nor respectful. Great block there by Ivor Argenio. Yeah, go ahead.
And you don't want to develop bad habits.
No.
And that's an issue too.
Nice pickup by Argenio, who's having himself quite a game here. Gets it ahead. Oh, nice effort. They will almost come up with the loose ball. Oh, now a whole lot of white with only one green jersey back. And they're going to pull it up for a moment. And there's one where, you don't need to push that and go and score right away. But at the same time, like you said, you don't want to develop bad habits. You don't want to get hesitant to make those passes, take those shots.
Yep. It also gives some teams an opportunity to use their whole bench.
Yes.
Which they don't always do.
That's true. Ball tracked down in the corner by Nico Pavola. I want to see Nico and Anton passing the ball to each other. Nico is 38, Anton 41. You assume they have that twin radar going, right? They can read each other's minds, where they're going to be. Could be quite powerful. Yanni Verhala lost that ball. It's going to be tracked down here by Nico Pavola. Pass behind the net. Emmett Edwards hits the cutting Kaselmi. Hands it off to Pavanen. Big goal, Pavola. Nico Pavola.
Nice shovel pass. So
first time representing Finland for the Pavola brothers. So that's pretty exciting. Not sure. Yeah, they are grabbing that ball for Nico Pavola.
Exciting moment. One for the trophy case.
Yeah. That heads over to the Finnish bench. Their management team will get that labeled up for them, get a little tape on there, say first goal.
Imagine we'll get quite the reaction when Bulgaria gets there first.
Oh, we will. We will. And in future years for Nico Pavola, that's going to become a one-man rush through 17 players, end to end, blasting it through into the net and right through the mesh. Emmett Edwards with the rip, nice save. Anthony Angelov, and it's scooped up.
There's a
Andy Topchiev.
Great double takedown there.
Just passed away. And you can see so many times the Bulgarians will do something quite well. They'll have a really nice play. And then the nerves or the tension of the moment kind of catches up. And the example there with Topchiev, just really nice job scooping that ball, running the field a bit, and then just kind of tossed it away under a little bit of pressure when he really had some time to work with. No shot clock at this point. It will be coming into World Lacrosse and all their sanctioned events next year, 2026. Extra ball on the field. So that'll be rolled off to the side and play will get back underway. But yeah, it'll be an 80-second shot clock with 60-second reset. I know the big issue for some of these teams is just the finances of buying shot clocks, which is can be a bit prohibitive for some for a nation like Bulgaria who is just trying to get a program together. So I know that's a factor for a lot of teams. Nice finish right on top of the crease. Emmett Edwards takes that pass and just tucks it home.
And not only purchasing the shot clocks, but maintaining them. From experience, those things are fickle.
They can be.
At best.
4 goals so far for Emlc Kaselmi for the Finns, as they go up 7-0 on that last goal by Emmett Edwards, who puts his first of the game in. Unseasonably cool here. I know you don't like to talk about the weather on the broadcast, but it is cooler for the folks who are wondering. You see people wearing jackets, hoodies, and everything. And it's brisk, windy, And we're expecting mid to high 20s up into the 30s, and I'm not sure what that is for our American friends, but it was going to be getting pretty warm so far. It's been quite pleasant for the players. That one kicked ahead there by Chowakov, and it's going to wind up going straight over to the Finns.
Other than the wind, this is a really pleasant temperature to play in.
Yeah, I like it.
The wind whistling through the sides of your helmet isn't always pleasant.
Does not help with the communication either, does it?
No.
Ball comes around to Rasmus Tenho, scored, I believe, the first goal of the game back a while ago. We've had the clock turn right off on the far side, and they're actually removing the scoreboard, which you put the numbers up somewhere.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the remotes from the other
field
are affecting it.
A pass through the middle, a give and go, and a finish. Oh no, It's on the backside of the net. I fell for the mom goal. Edwards shopping out front. That shot actually becomes a pass. Then the jump shot.
Oh, great save.
That's lovely from Anthony Angelov.
Stepping out in his crease to break down that angle.
Here comes Topchev.
Another ball.
Oh boy, I was going to say why is the ball. So yeah, a lot of balls on the field. Where are they coming from? I mean, there's nobody like playing catch around the field. I'm not sure what's going on. Topchev with the pass ahead. It looks like he's just running out of options, and eventually just kind of flinging the ball up, hoping somebody will catch it. It's tricky. I mean, you don't want to stand there forever with it. On the run, another nice save. Angelov. Good for him. Kasalmi will slow it down a little bit. The Finns continue their changing as they had Eric Hoffman had run forward into the offensive zone. He is back. Niko Paavola still with the ball here. Oh, you can also tell them apart because I'm looking at Anton Paavola over on the bench, number 41. He only has the one leg sleeve, whereas Anton has the two. So I suppose you can just look at the number at that point. Oh, easy. Dude! I don't think I've ever been hit by a ball before while I was calling a game. I mean, yeah, get it off the field, but gently, gently. I didn't do it, I swear.
To be fair, it deflected.
Yeah, but still, you got to factor that into account. I might keep that ball. I don't know.
Get him to sign it.
Yeah. Who was it that chucked it over? I gotta go have a chat with him. Finland setting up the ball, passed down by Jani Virala. They go to Kasalmi behind the net. Edwards thinking about loading it up, tries to make the pass across. Pops loose, scooped up and shoveled by Vili Metsala. And there's 5 for Kaselmi.
Yeah, he buries that coming out from X.
Yeah.
So as a qualifier for the World Championships, it's also, World Lacrosse has also brought in a Division 2, which will feature, I believe, 24 teams, 14 of which would come from this tournament. So the next 14 qualifiers.
So 8 through 21 will be headed to that. And that's going to be also in a couple of years. The Division 1 in Japan, but the Division 2, we don't know yet, right? Have to see who's in it.
I'm sure somebody will volunteer to take it on once they find out that that's where they're playing.
That pass gets away and it'll be Bulgarian ball. I know they are enjoying, they've been hosting a number of events here in Wrocław. I'm sure they'd be keen to be part of that process.
That may be the case.
They do have the, I think they have the Women's Division 2 coming next year. I have to check. There's a lot of events with the 3 disciplines: field,
I know
sixes in box.
Japan is hosting both.
The women's
Men's
Division
and
1 and
women's.
the Division 1 women's next year, and then in 2027, the Division 1 men's will both be in Tokyo.
There's a back over.
Let's see what Bulgaria can do. That didn't go great. Nick Chowakov trying to battle through a double team, couldn't quite get there. Here's Eric Hoffman once again on the run, off the crossbar.
Goaltender's
Hoffman.
best friend.
We saw in the previous game, we were talking, it was the Swiss goalie, right? When it patted the crossbar after it, or the post after it helped him out.
Yep. And in hindsight, that was a pretty crucial moment. That would have brought them within 1 goal, I believe.
That's true. Switzerland landing a huge win earlier in the day, downing Scotland. There was Anton Pavela, number 41. But they put him in for his brother. They're supposed to put him in with his brother. We don't ask for much, Bill. That pass through the middle does not quite connect with Yuri Karvinen. And it's scooped up here. Nice job protecting the ball. Excellent work. Galin Ivanov makes the pass ahead. They almost completed that pass. Tucker LaBelle was on it. Big check attempt. But Metsala comes away with it. Yuri Karvinen is going to slow things down a little bit.
They're going to work the ball around here for a little while.
Hey, no shot clock yet. And we'll be coming in next year. Kiviniemi.
Almost took his hand off the stick there.
Yeah. Up to Varela. Little sidearm pass. Kiviniemi. Hard rip. That's going to go 5-hole. The big finish there for Ville Matsala.
Low to low, right through the legs.
So this is one of 4 continental qualifiers. The others, the Pan American, the African, and the
Asian Pacific.
Asian Pacific. There you go. Asia Pacific, I think, is that being held in New Zealand?
You know what? I haven't been getting any information about where they are. I'm not even sure how many are in Africa. I know of Kenya and Uganda.
Yeah.
But I think you were mentioning there were other countries involved as well.
I think there are. I don't remember who all, but yeah. I mean, there are 94 countries now as members of World Lacrosse, which is phenomenal. The growth in the game has been pretty sensational. That ball just pops away from Ville Matsala.
The official had actually called play on. I don't know why he was using his whistle.
Yeah. Karvinen tracks that one down over to Kasalmi. We are in the second quarter. Pavela. Finn's making a complete circuit of the offensive zone. Anton Pavela just has it pop away from him, or Nico Pavela, sorry. Edwards moves it on quickly. Kiviniemi, nice move. Steps back, tries to get the ball in. Didn't quite connect. And one scooped away by Angelov. Nice outlet pass here. Finding Dimitar Ivanov.
Again, a forced pass.
I see the Ivanovs. So there was one spelling error in the Bulgarian roster, and they asked me to point that out. I think it was just from the being moved from the handwritten sheet, maybe over to the. Anyway, there was one Ivanov and one Ivailov, and they told me this morning they're both Ivanovs. So we got that one taken care of. So if you're one of the teams and there's something to miss, let us know. Pedro Tahal will always be ready to correct things.
Gonna get a freebie up the other sideline. Let's see if they can set up away from the bench. The referee kindly moved him.
Even fighting through some traffic.
We have a timeout call by Green.
Darcy Palace, I think, pretty wise timeout. I mean, you have a handful of them in the game. You might as well use one here where you've got possession to set something up. And he's grabbing the whiteboard, getting a play drawn up.
That and giving your defense a break.
Yes. There's not been a lot of time in the Bulgarian offensive zone. So the D is working hard out there. And they're trying to decide. You can see some of the players deciding, should they all go over to the bench, the goalie and the defenders. Some of them have gone, some of them haven't. The rest now making their way across. Ivor Argenio will head over. The goaltender's going to stay in place. But I'm going to give you a little bit of the history of Bulgarian lacrosse while we have this. So Nick Chowakov, he's the president of the Bulgarian Lacrosse Federation. In 1997, as a 13-year-old, he learned a bit of lacrosse. He was at a camp in a class. He learned lacrosse, loved it. He initially played with the old native sticks with the two small sticks with the small head, and just loved it. Dreamed of getting to play it from the time he was 13. 10 years later, he got an invitation to go to Radotin, where some American coaches were running a camp. He and 4 others from Bulgaria went in 2007, and they started playing, and they created a team for Bulgaria in 07. First of the Balkans to have a team. Serbia started up in 09, Turkey in 2010. So they want to start a Balkan league with Serbia, Greece, and Turkey.
Well, Hrvatska or Croatia would probably be able to join that.
There you go. So very cool. I mean, the respect these guys have for Nick Chowakov is quite clear. They call him Prez, or the president is his nickname, and I mean he's doing pretty much everything. Obviously drawing people in with his passion, and that ball pops loose, but they're still battling to get it back. Good hard work by Akseli Rantanen, but it's picked up.
It's interesting. One of the reasons lacrosse took off in Europe was, kids growing up with nothing but soccer to play.
Yeah.
And they were given, when somebody came in and started to give the opportunity to play something different, they jumped on it. Certainly Germany did.
Get a little bit of contact.
Yeah.
Bit of higher scoring game.
Yep.
Certainly can appeal. It's obviously a great sport that we're all pretty big fans of.
We're a little biased.
We are. We've spent some time around fields and rinks. Kiviniemi, good move through. It's a pretty nice little check, but goes straight over to Emmett Edwards, who'll tuck that one home for his second probably of the game.
We do not have the availability of seeing a clock, so we have no idea what's left in the half. Sure, we're running down close.
That makes it 11-0 for the Finns.
Let's see if Bulgaria can take another draw here.
I really want them to score a goal. I hope that doesn't make me sound biased, but I want them to get one.
Oh.
Boy, they fight for it off the draw. Didn't quite get it, and Kasalmi will head around behind the net. Quick stick from Kiviniemi will make it a dozen for the Finns, whose fans are still pretty excited about those goals going in. A nice little contingent of fans for both Bulgaria and Finland here. Very clear who's who, besides the fact that they're sitting on either side of the tent, but the Finns with the white and blue, they've got the flags on their faces with the white and the blue, white background, blue cross. And on the other side, we have the green of the Bulgarians. And we've got a timeout here, so what do you want to talk about, Bill? You have lots of Ottawa stories to share?
Lots of them. I'm not doing Ottawa stories.
Okay.
You've
been to 1 million international lacrosse events.
Yeah. If you ever get the opportunity to come over to their events, there's always other things associated with the event. Berlin Open is a classic example. We took a team there in 2019, and they had pub nights. They had all sorts of other little things going on for us. well run, always well organized, well officiated. Nothing like them.
There's a music festival getting set up next to us, not associated directly with the tournament as far as I know. And nobody I've talked to seems to know exactly what it is. It is a massive stage. There's somebody up there right now on a lift who is attaching the facing to the scaffold to the metal frame of the big stage. And I don't know if I'd want that job. First of all, I don't love heights, but in this wind, he's trying to settle things down. It's blowing around all over him, the draping. But we're pretty stoked to see what happens. Next door, they've got, looks like some rides. Well, is that a ride or just a little vendor's tent?
I don't know. The big machine in the middle there?
Yeah, with all the arms.
It looks like it's some sort of ride.
It does, doesn't it? I was at the at Sport School Vidau in Duisburg, Germany, training for the World Rowing Championships. I was on the Canadian team, and we went to Hamburg for the racing, but we were training in Duisburg, and there was a park beside us that had a water ski thing that was like, it was just like a wire that went around on a cable, and you just skied in the little pond behind the thing. It was kind of cool, but they had a festival there, and the Trogs played. You remember the Trogs? Wild Thing?
I'm barely old enough to remember that. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah. Those, I've seen those water ski venues in South Carolina.
Okay, cool.
It's neat. Basically, there's a rope you hang on to that goes along a track.
Yeah, a robot up above,
Yeah.
zipping around. And you just hang on and fly about. And they had a little course. You could, weave in and out, do the slalom. I think they might have had a little jump. I'm not sure.
This must be halftime.
Are we at halftime? Oh, it's halftime. We're going to go to a break. We'll see you. Nobody told us. But it's starting to seem like a really long timeout. We've probably been off air for a while. See ya. Well, things on my ears and stuff.
Commercial break! We've been really busy over the past 2 years developing our very own women's lacrosse stick.
We are really, really proud of it. So stop by the shop. We would love to tell you more about it.
Good Stick Co. Come get a stick.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world. Our philosophy on pricing is quite simple. By removing all these different logistics and these middlemen in the manufacturing process of lacrosse sticks, we can pass those savings on to you. We can make these quality lacrosse sticks affordable for more people. Commercial break! We've been really busy over the past 2 years developing our very own women's lacrosse stick.
We are really, really proud of it. So stop by the shop. We would love to tell you more about it.
Good Stick.
They changed their goalie as well.
They didn't change it.
Oh, they didn't change theirs?
Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to Wrocław, Poland, and the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championship on World Lacrosse TV and Lax TV. Thanks for being with us. I'm Steven Stamp with Bill Searle. It's 11-0 for Finland over Bulgaria in Bulgaria's international debut. And Bill, probably the strongest part of the game has been what we're about to see is the face-offs for the Bulgarians.
Yeah, they're probably, probably 500, at least winning the ball out of there, not necessarily picking it up clean.
Did you see the fancy little stick swing?
Little helicopter.
Yeah, Simon Pekovsky got the helicopter going. I like that.
Do it with style.
Antti Kasalmi, a big half. He scored 5 goals, added a pair of assists for Finland. He is at X, wearing number 33 with the box lacrosse helmet. I suppose I should call him Box Bucket, because usually when guys wear field lacrosse helmets in box lacrosse, I call him Field Bucket.
True.
It seems fair. They go to Kasalmi behind the net. Nicely knocked down there by Julian Bakalov, but then it's turned back over.
Good active stick by the defense.
Kasalmi denied the sock trick. Lovely save by the new goaltender, Marcos Bocanegra. The first shot he ever faced was a dead-on rocket from Kasalmi, and he swallowed it up. Oh, nice pass there by Dimitar Velev. Trying to battle out of trouble. Simon Pekovsky, nice job, gets it ahead.
Here we go.
Have a go. Oh, well, maybe don't spin away like that.
Oh, we got a flag.
Yeah.
We're going to have a power play chance.
There you go. They'll have another one. They had one in the first half.
It's going to be a 1-minute cross-check.
What a great effort there by Simon Pekovsky. I just think probably at the end that's getting to be a bit much to spin into what's going to be a slide coming to hit you hard. But he gets power play out of it.
All right, last power play, they gave up the ball relatively early in the power play, and the Finnish players just basically stood in the corner, killing the time.
There's a rip, and they get the backup. There's a hard shot from Tucker LaBelle. And no offense to Tucker, but I mean, he's played. He's a veteran who's come over to join this Bulgarian side. And I'm hoping that Nick Chawakov can get the first goal.
Oh, yard sale.
Yep. It's not, you know what, people say that. It's not a yard sale unless there's multiple items.
True.
Right? Who has a yard sale with one thing? It's just a stick for sale. You just put that on.
Kijiji.
Really? Is that still a thing? Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah.
There you go. Boy, I looked at a couple of sticks on Facebook Marketplace, and now I'm inundated with notifications, which is, not the worst thing in the world. Pavela turns tide. We're back to even strength. Now there's a flag coming.
Oh, the flag was for the slash.
That shot goes wide, gets up better play, and it will be a Finnish power play. It's going to Dimitar Ivanov heading to the box.
The official had trouble finding his flag there for a second.
Those are pretty comfortable chairs they've got for the penalties over there. And you can see Ivanov just kind of laying back, looking pretty cozy. That's way more comfortable than this bench we're sitting on.
They didn't do the same for
prone
us.
to flipping, right? We could maybe negotiate a trade, but they'd need another one of these benches for the other side. Kaselmi flips it down low. Cutter, Kiviniemi scores. Nice passing. And the tuck home by Kiviniemi.
Nice cut from the backside. You have to remember that Finland's got to play the way they need to play. Their division is pretty tough. They're going to go up against the Netherlands and Latvia and England.
Yeah, that's a challenging pool.
That is a very challenging pool. 5
pools, 4 of 5 teams, and then one with 4 teams, as Armenia unfortunately had to withdraw from the tournament just last week, which created a little bit of rescheduling issues, but everything going along fairly smoothly. And the top 2 teams from each division, plus the 2 top third-place teams, will remain in the hunt for those 7 spots at the World Lacrosse Men's Championship in 2 years in Japan. Sarasta thought about a shot, maybe.
Nice
tip.
deflection.
Yeah, active stick there by Ivor Argenio.
No fear. Lots of guys duck on those.
Yeah, no, he was head up, stick up, staring down the barrel of the beast and made the stop. Sarasta. Slides into the double team. Pretty nice work there. They're going to leave it off, though. I think that's one of the challenges for a new team is you do that work, that hard double team work, and it seems everything's so great. You've got the guy in trouble. He just flips it to the open guy.
Yeah.
And it all seems for naught. But no, you just keep doing that, keep working, and those will pay off. It's a pretty nice bump from behind there by Ivanov.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Pretty solid non-call.
I'm down for it. No harm, no foul. Kaselmi to Edwards. He'll bounce one. Was that a stop or did it hit the post?
I'm not sure whether it hit his foot.
We're gonna.
It was good. It was a good pickup off the rebound, though.
It was. We will assign a save to Marcos Bocanegra, and again the Bulgarian is just kind of getting a little impatient, just feeling the pressure and eventually just flinging it down the field. And that's so hard for your forwards to come away with.
Certainly not giving your defense a break.
No. There's Anton Pavela, number 41. Do you think if we start a Pavo-Laz chant that they'll put them both out together? Hard sidearm rip there from Yuri Karvinen, just a little bit wide. Gaselma will start up with possession. Edwards finds Gaselmi. He was thinking about the shot. That's pretty good positioning there. Again, that's Julian Bakalov.
Yeah, I'm not sure 2 of them didn't slide in front of where that shot would have gone.
Backpedaling to set up the dodge here is Pavinen.
He gets a good pop.
Hey, they're both out there. 41 is Anton.
There you go,
38 is Nico. Way to go. Way to go, Finland.
Oh, we get a dunk coming in from the left side of the crease.
And Emmett Edwards goes and ruins it all by scoring, and now the Pavlos are going off. Nice goal, though.
Little dance along the crease on the left side. Slam dunk over the goalie's head.
Let's see how this draw shakes out.
I kind of want.
Is the clock working again? Looks
It
like
says 7 minutes. I think it's correct.
Oh, there, yeah, it's going. Well done. The clock is working. Means we've got the score up over there. Hopefully the feed is working. I think we had some issues with the live stream from what I'm hearing from one of the fans to our left, one of the Bulgarian fans, who was saying it was a bit choppy. I'm sure it'll be recorded and reposted, re-uploaded if there are issues, but glad you're with us on World Lacrosse TV and Lax TV. I'm Steven Stamp with Bill Searle. It's the third quarter of Finland and Bulgaria. Bulgaria's international debut. 6:38 to go in the third. And it's 13-0 for the Finns. Thank you. The official just stepped out of the way of the scoreboard so we can see what's going on.
And Bulgaria must be short of long poles. They've got 3 shorties on there. I guess we haven't reached that
Stage.
that stage yet.
Yeah. See if they try and get a switch up here and get one of the poles out. They do have Dimitar Ivanov. He's a long pole, number 50 over on the sideline. Only about 6 subs for the Bulgarians, and that's going to be is that another Kaselmi goal?
Yep.
There's 6 for him. Exactly half of Finland's total. Oh no,
That's
Just
27.
popped up to 14. Oh, that was 27 score?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that was Ville Metsala. Good for him. Oh, he did score earlier. Yeah, they got the ball for him, number 27. Assist to Kiviniemi. His earlier goal. Alex Kiviniemi with a handful of assists today.
Oh, it's right to him. There you go.
Nice work. Scooped up there by Bakalov. Yeah, take your time. Good job. Don't go back over center.
No, he can go over center.
Oh, okay. Right.
They haven't established the ball over the restraining line.
Right. I was getting anxious for him. Here's Edwards. Nice hustle back into the defensive zone by the Bulgarians.
They're going to try and run a dodge from high. Nope.
Come over to Kiviniemi, who will keep it moving to Edwards, over to Kaselmi. In the final 4.5 of this third quarter.
Face dodge.
Pretty good recovery defensively, and that's going to lead to a turnover. Scooped up there by Pikovsky. Need to turn back over, though.
You got to tuck that ball in when you scoop it up. You can hear the coach screaming 2 hands right there.
Yeah. It's like every lacrosse game anywhere in the world. You hear his coach yelling 2 hands. It's pretty darn good advice.
They're going to get a cut through the middle.
There he goes, carving it, but he's picked up pretty nicely. And good stuff happening for these Bulgarians, but they just can't cover everyone, and Yuri carving it will just rip that one home.
Goodness.
3:15 to go here in the third. Finns come up with this one. Eric Hoffman.
We have a timeout call in a 15-0 game. Trying to give somebody a break.
Yep. So, as we mentioned, 7 teams, the top 7 from this tournament going on to the World Lacrosse Men's Championship in 2027 in Japan. The next 14, numbers 8 through 21, will go to the Division II World Championship, and that will be in a yet-to-be-determined site because we have yet to determine who those teams will be. And then the other 3 teams will not advance to a Worlds.
So Stephen, which do you think will be more exciting, the final or the battle for the 7th spot?
I mean, you know that everyone wants to win a championship. You love to win a European championship, but they're in. They both know they're in the World. So whoever that is, where it's any of the top teams could be there. But that's 7th versus 8th. With so much on the line, an opportunity to go to the Worlds. And as much as finishing 8th here would mean you're probably going to be one of the top dogs at the Division II Worlds, I don't think anybody is thinking that.
You know what? Right away, they're not going to feel that way.
Later, it'll be cool.
But later it'll be
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
You realize the magnitude of what it is they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's still pretty cool to be a champion.
And the final day of this tournament, we will have 3 games. The first will be the 21st place game, which is the battle for the Division II Worlds. Then the 7th place game, and then the gold medal. So they've really nice scheduling to have those 3 on the final day, back to back to back.
Yeah, and that was well thought out.
Yeah. They've done a nice job in so many aspects of this tournament. The opening game of the Czech Republic and Poland, huge crowd. The stands were just about full. That's a goal. Yeah, that's from Alex Kiviniemi. What a really nice crowd up there for that game with the home team. And it was a 1-goal game. It was so exciting. The Czechs going to run, the Poles get ahead. The Czechs going on a big run. Then the Poles turn it around, like 5 goals in a row. It winds up 10-9 for the Czechs. A very exciting game, right down to the buzzer. So
you wonder how much that's going to cost Poland. Although, like you say, there's 2 top 3rd place finishers in the pools, right?
Yes.
They're in advance.
And we're working from the assumption that Germany will be one of the top 2 in that, because they're a very strong side.
Yeah.
But that's huge. That's why partly why it was such a big game. It meant so much to the Czechs and Poland because you want to be in those top 2. And we're into the final 2 minutes of the 3rd here with our clock working again. And on the run, there's another goal for Jiri Karvinen. Again, 4 15-minute running time quarters. Stop time in the last 30 seconds of the first 3 quarters and the final 2 minutes of the 4th. And interesting, I feel like the scoreboards on both fields have just been going 1 and 2 for the halves. But we've got a 3 up there for the 3rd quarter. I love that.
That's great. Somebody learned how to use the remote.
Okay. I wasn't trying to say they didn't know how to use it. It just started working better. Don't want to throw anybody under the bus, Bill.
You got to call a spade a spade.
Okay. Big battle again. And that's going to be Bulgarian possession. Good work, Simon Pikovsky.
Come on.
Needs a little help. Gets a pick there from Tucker LaBelle. Ball is loose.
Little can opener.
So they said illegal handling of the ball on white as it was Marcus Matala had lost his stick, turned around to go pick it up. You're allowed to get your stick back, right?
You are. I'm not sure his hand didn't hit the ball after he dropped his stick.
That could be it. The pass ahead to Matala just gets away from him. Long-time veteran of this Finnish club, both box and field. Out to Matala, and he's going to bury one. That I'm feeling pretty good about. Marcus Matala has run some transition over the years, but hasn't been super involved in the offensive zone here, and gets a nice one tucking that home.
Run a little triangle play, give it take off, get it back. Looks like Bulgaria is running a little low on long poles. We've got a short stick playing back on the D.
There's only 2 poles now.
We've got an LSM out there, but
That rip goes a little bit wide.
Bulgaria is going to get that ball back.
The quarter about to expire. There comes one of the long poles out. Oh no, that's a short stick as well. Fabian Todorov.
There's a quarter.
There we go. We're through 3/4. It is 16-0 for Finland. We'll take a break and we'll be back. The European Men's Lacrosse Championship in Wrocław, Poland.
Getting ready to start the final quarter here in Wrocław, Poland.
Had a nice chat with Nick Chawakov and some of the Bulgarian players this morning at breakfast, saying, getting the pronunciations and some of the information that's going to be a play on, giving the ball to Finland. But he was saying one of the things he's really proud of with this program is that they started, it was Bulgarians starting this program for Bulgaria. He said, it was great. Like, some of the other nations that started, it was somebody coming over. Turkey, Patrick Doherty, did so much for that program, and he's just a legend over there, did it, and other people took it up. But here it was Bulgarian people, again, a 13-year-old Nick Chawakov, who was dreaming, got to see it, basically see it in phys ed class or at camp, loved the idea of the game, and put so much in to try to make it happen. And now Bulgaria represented at the European Men's Lacrosse Championship. It's pretty exciting.
So we have a 30-second. Oh, that's a penalty. The rest didn't see that.
No. They did get a long pole out to one of the players.
You cannot throw your stick to exchange it. And
you just lay it down?
You can go and hand it to them.
Yeah.
The officials all had their backs turned to that. That would have been a simultaneous foul.
I bet it wouldn't have been.
You're right.
Game management, you're not going to, I don't think you're calling that. I mean, that's when you do take a teachable moment and say, yeah, you can't toss that stick. Edwards over to Karvinen, far side. Sidearm rip, taken from downtown by Axeli Ranson, and that one's a little bit wide, but it's backed up by Kaselny.
Oh, here's an opportunity. Yeah.
A little bit of a push. That's a good call. Another switch there, but done the proper way, just handing the sticks to each other. That's loose. Going to battle for it is Dimitar Ivanov, but it's going to be scooped up by Erasmus Tenho. He moves it on to Kiselmi, and the Finns will work it around. Go to worldlacrosse.sport. You can see all the schedules, standings, scores, statistics, all the info you need. Nice active stick, knocking it down. They come away with the ball. Fabian Todorov, but again, a little impatience, a little nervousness. Ball passed and handed over. Kiviniemi finds Karvinen. I'm sure all the teams in the pool don't mind the idea of what's a pretty much a guaranteed win, playing this brand new Bulgarian team who are working really hard and doing lots of great stuff, but they're not in a position to win a lot of games at the moment. But, oh, nice save, Marcos Bocanegra. Can they come up with a loose ball?
Pretty sure his friend to the right saved that.
His friend being his stick? You mean his skinny orange friend?
Yes.
Yeah. Fair enough. He still gets credit for it. But yeah, it is difficult. You've talked about, not wanting to get into bad habits. But the reality is you're going to play a different game when you're up 20-0.
Yes.
Sorry, I said that like you didn't know that. Like, yeah. Come on, Bill, you're going to play a different game. Sarasta trying to decide on his options, passes one near side. Good work there from Todorov. And then recovering, get back into the defensive set. Stall warning applied, and that's going to roll out. That'll be a turnover. And Bulgaria gets the ball. 10:45 to go in the fourth from Wrocław. Nice town. Enjoying Wrocław?
I am. This is my first time getting past Berlin, I guess, to the east.
Ooh, interesting. I have to see. This might be the farthest I've been east, too, now that I think about it. Wait, is Czech Republic east of Poland? No, it's the other way around,
No.
right? Okay.
It's south.
South?
Little southwest, I think.
Okay. Yes, I think you're right.
Not far.
No, pretty close.
Berlin and Prague are not far from here.
Yeah, folks from Prague driving over, and over many of the Czech players driving over. It's about a 3.5-hour trip, I think they were saying. I know some of the Czechs are having to go back to work during the tournament with some other
Commitments,
obligations. Sundman down to Karvinen. Pavla. Since Tuomas Tilkinen not able to be here, Tuomas, if you're watching, big cheers to you. Tuomas loaned me a stick. Oh, there's a pass. It gets away. It's going to be a Bulgarian ball. But when I went to Turku, Finland in 2017 for the European Box Championships, first ever one, Tuomas loaned me a stick to use. Oh, nice pass ahead.
Oh.
Just gets stripped, but fighting back to get it. Nick Chawakov.
Oh, I think they used a timeout before he lost it.
Oh, well done, Darcy Paulus. Yes, you're right. The timeout will save possession. But yeah, Tuomas loaned me a stick to throw around a bit. First ball up into the netting above the net. What on earth? And I've mentioned that to a couple of Finnish people. Like, oh yeah, he has a terrible stick. It's an awful stick. So much whip. It's crazy. I was like, what is wrong with this thing? Works for him. But he's unable to be here, so shame about that. But Yanni Varela steps in.
I always told when I was coaching junior in Gloucester, I always told the players anybody should be able to use your stick.
Right?
You'd have these guys with these sticks that they learned to shoot with. But the minute they touched another stick, they couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Stringing up normal. Obviously, you're going to customize it a bit, but sometimes it's a little crazy.
Put some colorful strings in it now. Here.
There you go. Do a nice dye job on that. Tucker LaBelle will start with possession. The player coach for this Bulgarian side.
See if they can hold some possession here.
I'm sure the defenders would really appreciate a long possession. Nick Chowakov is behind the net. Here's LaBelle. Well up high, defended there by Joachim Hlavati. Circling around behind the net. This is a pretty solid possession, LaBelle.
Yeah.
Looking for the pass, gets it out top to Todorov. Oh, that's a tough one to handle on the opposite side at hip height to Clayton Bell. He's just not able to get it. Nice effort, heading out of bounds there by Eric Hoffman to protect that possession for the Finns as they get the ball back. Hlavati. Coming back to help was Marcus Matala. He'll head up into the offensive zone. Now he's going to hand the ball off and head for a change.
Trying to set up some offense here.
Rantanen moved it along. Matsala, not sure what he wants to do, so he'll throw a bouncer over to the far side to Rantanen.
They're gonna give him a stall here.
Kind of surprised they haven't already. Rantanen with a bouncer finds its way home. There's a goal for Sally Rantanen.
Slipped its way through. I remember a funny story. You talked about earlier, no call is the best call.
Sometimes.
Was doing a high school game and team was losing 12-0. And the team that was losing.
You were reffing.
I was reffing.
Yeah.
And was holding the ball. And my partner put up a stall call.
And you thought, really?
On the guys who are
stalling.
losing.
I assure you they're not trying to stall.
He just didn't want to get another goal scored against him.
Yeah. Bulgaria gets possession on a hold by Finland. See, there's another extra ball in the field. Where are they coming from? Are they just springing up like Athena from the head of Zeus?
I think the kids in the fun zone over there are playing with them.
Okay. Must be it.
I noticed a couple of sticks available for people to try it out.
Nice.
In a box net, I think.
Where's the fun zone? Over at those tents to the left?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, check it out.
It's all sorts of games.
Really?
Some cornhole.
Did you know that when you put the bag right in the hole, you're supposed to put your hands up and yell cornhole? It's true.
I had a joke there, but it's not going to work.
It's from a show called Shrinking. Very good show. Check it out. Harrison Ford, Eric Siegel. They actually have a sitcom we're writing about my wife's father who came and lived with us called Slow Getting Out the Door. Great guy came. He had ALS when he kind of disappeared, and we found him and moved him in with us. But so he couldn't walk, couldn't speak. But what a character! I think Harrison Ford would be awesome in that role. Jason Segel can play me.
There you go.
We're getting the cast together. If you're a producer listening to this and you're thinking that sounds like a gem, hit me up.
Oh,
nice steal there. A little bit of a battle among the Bulgarians, and Bocanegra comes away with it.
The goalie's going to give chase.
Yeah. Is he up checking or is he always back? Where is he? There he is. He's trucking on back. Gets to his crease.
Nice catch.
Oh, that was a grab. Jonas Sundman.
From his backside.
Yeah.
Picked that off with one hand. No worse for wear.
Sarasta taking his time. Pass it through the middle. Great pickoff there from Dimitar Ivanov. Ivanov comes away with it. Pops away from him.
Thought they might have been a little more than 9 feet call there, but I'm not out there with flags on.
With flags on? Is that what you call it?
I don't know.
Oh, I kind of like that
I'm not
term.
out there officiating.
I like it though, with flags on. Sounds so like ready for business, ready to call. That one gets away, it will be possession to Bulgaria. Take your time. You can see Andy Topchiev very excited to get back and get that ball. They've got possession, but you gotta take your time. I know it's just 3 minutes to go. You really want to go up and get your first goal. Just can't force it. Not sure that was a force, but it didn't quite connect.
Oh, good check.
Lavati trying to get it. The ball rolls loose. It's scooped up there. Ivor Argenio getting out of traffic. There you go. Throwing it back. Oh, out of bounds. That's going to be a tough break.
We are inside 3 minutes left in this this match.
Let me stop time when we get down to 2. This is 4 15-minute running time quarters. Stop time for the final 30 seconds of each of the first 3, and then 2 minutes in the fourth. Bulgaria's got some of their substitute players in on the offensive zone. Not getting a lot of action, of course, because the ball's generally down in the Finland offensive zone, but it's nice to see like Filip Donov getting on the field. Pavel Sandrov getting out. So great to see them getting their first game action. Pavola spins, flicks it to the near side to Varala.
They're going to work this ball around. They're giving him a stall.
Yep, you betcha.
It's going to stay inside the line.
But is it staying inside the sideline? It does. Nicely tapped back there.
He just stepped out, didn't he?
It's pretty hard to see the sideline from here. So I don't know. Kaselmi to Karvinen.
He's going to hold it back there.
Yep. Just over a minute to play here in Bulgaria's debut at international lacrosse. Looks like it's going to be a 20-0 win for Finland unless they opt to take another shot somewhere down the stretch here.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so. Seems unlikely. Stay with us. Go to worldlacrosse.sport for all the scores, standings, schedules, statistics, everything you need to know about the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championship here in Wrocław, Poland.
If you're a big lacrosse addict, you can 24/7 almost with the number of games going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of lacrosse. About 100. I don't remember the exact number. 24 teams, tons of games, all visible here on World Lacrosse TV and Lax TV. I'm Steven Stamp with Bill Searle.
All right, we got 10 seconds left.
There we go. What do you got next up? We got some more games this afternoon.
There we go.
There it is.
Bulgaria's first ever game as a country.
Good for them. They did some good things. I mean, it's never fun to take a 20-0 loss.
Obviously,
But,
you know, you don't want to
yeah.
ever lose, but you know, learning experience. They get to see some things. Finland does a good job spreading out, moving the ball around the outside. I think you can learn something from that.
Mm-hmm. So Pool A play, right? This is Pool A.
This is Pool A.
Finland goes to 1-0. Bulgaria to 0-1. England, Latvia, and Netherlands. The other teams in this pool. I'm Steven Stamp with Bill Searle. Thanks for being with us. Lots more to come here at the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championship in Wrocław.
I am here after the Finland versus Bulgaria game with Anssi Kalasami.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. Who had 9 goals tonight. So tell us about that.
Was it 9?
I think it was 9. I was told
Okay,
9.
sweet. Well, I didn't think I had that many goals, but yeah, it went pretty well. I was in the right spots, and you know, I'm lucky that the guys trust me enough to pass the ball to me. So it went well.
How does it feel going into the tournament? Like, what's the next steps?
We're pretty much taking it game by game. You know, we have a lot of newcomers, then we have a lot of old guys like me, our older goalie, and then we have people that haven't played a single field game. So this is going to be their first one. We play a lot of box and then we play sixes, but we haven't had a whole lot of people to play field lacrosse. So this will be an interesting tournament, but we're looking forward to it, and day by day and game by game.
And how is the difference between playing box with them and now on the field? Is there any like differences you can actually see, or is it mostly the same?
It's completely different. I mean, even for myself, the spacing is completely different. Obviously, the goal is bigger, so it will be slightly easier to shoot. But other than that, it's just, spacing, and then, the pace of the game. It's so much slower. So we gotta calm down and get the feet going and get the ball moving.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Coffee. Okay, and now I am here with Tucker LaBelle from Bulgaria, who is player and coach. How's that balance?
It's fun. I always say that lacrosse is full of journeys, and a lot of them are kind of unconventional journeys, and it's about how you embrace those moments. And at the end of the day, the role of a coach is to contribute to a team and to maybe build a culture, and really more than anything, leave something better than you found it. And so if that means, playing and obviously getting the blessing and the opportunity to play and getting cleared through Bulgaria was a total honor and a privilege. But to be able to shoot up with these guys that, I've coached for, probably 2 years now has been the coolest honor of all time. It was fun today to be on the field and see them in different capacity. It was good, but I think everyone could probably tell I was still coaching. I was still, waving my arms around and telling people what to do. But it's a total blessing, a total opportunity, and a journey that I'm looking forward to embracing the next 9 days.
Awesome. And, today's game didn't go the way that we wanted it to. So what are we going to fix as a coach? You got the insight from that. So what's going to happen next?
Yeah. I think we just need to kind of cool down a little bit. And obviously this was our first game playing organized as a group ever. And so, we have guys, obviously most of us have been practicing together for a month plus in Sofia, Bulgaria. But we have a few guys who have just joined us. And so this team truly came together like 48 hours ago.
Wow.
So right now it's working on chemistry. It's working on kind of getting the guys together and realizing that there's runs in lacrosse. I think our goal right there the whole time was to get our first goal of the tournament, to get our first goal in Bulgarian international history. And so right now it's going to continue to be our goal. But I think, the lesson to be learned from there is that, hey, lacrosse is competitive. A lot of stuff's going to happen. Things are going to get chippy, but you have to rebound from that and come together as a team. So right now we're really just focusing on being a better team and coming together just a little bit more as a squad and feeling more comfortable with it as we go. Obviously, huge task ahead tomorrow. We're excited for it. It's an honor to step on the field with those guys. And so, I'm just trying to tell the guys, enjoy every moment. Feel blessed to wear Bulgaria across your chest. Few people will ever get that opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Commercial break! We've been really busy over the past 2 years developing our very own women's lacrosse stick.
We are really, really proud of it. So stop by the shop. We would love to tell you more about it.
Good Stick Co. Come get a stick.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world. Our philosophy on pricing is quite simple. By removing all these different logistics and these middlemen in the manufacturing process of lacrosse sticks, we can pass those savings on to you. We can make these quality lacrosse sticks affordable for more people.